Well, good morning, everybody on YouTube. Dominic Cortez coming to you live with another edition of Hammer Time here on YouTube. And we're broadcasting this Saturday morning from the Lakeshore Bank at 3111 Union Road in Orchard Park. And this is Ken Helmanowski. He is the manager of this fine institution. We're going to be speaking with Ken this Saturday morning about the bank and taking all of your questions and comments on our live lines at 803-0930 in the 716, outside Buffalo 1-800-616-WBEN, and we are about to begin. Good morning, Buffalo. Yep, it's Dominic. Yep, Hammer Time Radio starts right here, right now. Good morning, homeowners, and welcome once again to Hammer Time Radio here on WBEN. Coming to you live this Saturday morning from the Lakeshore branch on Union and Michael in Orchard Park, and we're with Ken Helmanowski, the branch manager. Good morning, Ken.
Good morning, Dominic. Welcome to our branch.
Yes, one of many visits in our history with Lakeshore out here at the Union and Michael branch, and it's the anchor branch, if you will, of Erie County. It was the very first branch when the bank expanded into Erie County, and it's great to be able to be back.
I'm excited to have you. I've been looking forward to this for a while.
Well, great. You know, we're here till noon, and if you want to stop in and meet Ken and check out what Lakeshore can offer, it's a good opportunity for you here this Saturday morning on WBEN as we come to you live from the Lakeshore Bank. The Fed is kind of hinting, Ken, that we might see some forward progress on rates. What can you say about that?
Everybody's been saying it since the last meeting that 95% sure they're going to lower rates. What that entails, we never know. They said they were going to lower rates last time, and they never did. Yeah. So it's always up to the Fed and the economists and what they're thinking, but who knows what's going to go on.
Yeah. Well, you know, why it's so important is obviously it ties right into your lending rates here at the bank.
Absolutely. Lending rates and savings and CD rates also.
Exactly.
So it all depends on what they're going to do.
And for us in construction, you know, the whole idea here is to, when we refer all our clients to Lakeshore, is to tap into your home equity.
Absolutely. And everything with us here at Lakeshore is done locally. We're still your number one local bank here in Buffalo. So we always have our decisions right here between our office here in Orchard Park and our Dunkirk office to have those local decisions made for you. So it's a quick turnaround time.
And Lakeshore offers really quick turnaround on approvals and closing for home equity.
That's the benefit of being so local and everything like that. You just pick up the phones, talk to our underwriting team in Dunkirk and here in Orchard Park, and they're pretty good. And the time between documents needed and closing time is really quickly.
Yeah. And with that said, there's little or no cost associated with a home equity.
No, literal no cost. I've always used the term with my 24 years of banking experience. It's the what if. What if you're going to need a roof or a furnace or an air conditioner? It's always good that it's not going to cost you anything until you need it. So that's the best part about it.
And the best thing about home equity too, I think you might agree, Ken, is that it's money sitting there just kind of idle.
Absolutely.
I call it free money because it's part of the value equation of the house and typically largely untapped. And if you tap it, you're expanding the value of your home. So that's why I call it free money.
It is. It's true. You're going to tap into that market and tap into the value of your home and increase that when you decide to do a project. Once again, you decided you wanted to add a deck or a hot tub, or the kids are growing up and you want a pool. So all that's great, and it's just sitting there waiting for you to use.
That's why our relationship with Lakeshore is so important, is because we send everybody to tap into that free money. And you make it so easy.
It is. It's great. We give you a list of documents that you're going to need to bring us. We send them to our underwriting team, and the process starts. And like I said, quick turnaround time for us.
We talk about how important it is to maintain your home so as to preserve your value. Again, it ties right into the equation, being that the money's there, available in your equity. Keeping your home well maintained kind of is an important part of that whole equation.
Oh, absolutely. I always resort back to the roof for the major project that you're going to need, or even if you want to expand that add another room or redo the whole kitchen. You take that value and increase it even $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 more with that new bathroom, kitchen, however you want to do it.
Yep. So home equity, a big part of Lakeshore Bank, of course, new mortgages and refinance mortgages, another big piece to the puzzle here.
Absolutely. With our underwriting local team, we never know. Once again, it's going to all depend on the Fed and what's going to happen with the rates and everything like that too. And hopefully we can get the rates to where they're supposed to be and fire up even more of a bustling mortgage market.
So that's the lending side. How about on the saving side? Let's talk a little bit about the products that you offer there.
Absolutely. We've got money markets and CDs. We've got your short, medium, and long-term CDs that we can always get you into. We always called it laddering. So any kind of term you'd like, we can always do it. We got great specials going on right now. So definitely stop on by, give me a call here at the branch, and we can always take good care of you.
The checking as well?
Yes, checking. We got a great checking account. We've got our contactless debit cards. So you go to the pay there too. You're a direct deposit, full service bank.
And what about Zelle?
Zelle, yep, we do have our Zelle feature on our mobile banking and everything like that too. So we can take that and make it your world a lot easier for you.
The whole idea of what online banking has become is really changing the banking industry, isn't it?
Oh, amazing. And like I said, I've been in the banking world for 24 years now, and just seeing how much with ATMs and online banking and mobile deposits now kick into it, it's definitely a different aspect when I started 24 years ago.
You almost think that the idea of a brick and mortar location really somewhat secondary to being able to just go right on to your bank on your computer.
It is, and we're turning around with the times, but we're still, a lot of people still like that face-to-face interaction with our tellers, and I got a great staff here in Orchard Park, so we like those, develop those relationships too right on away.
So we've been connected to Lakeshore on Hammer Time Radio for probably knocking on 30 years door, and the whole idea of what Lakeshore is kind of really a great story unto itself. 1891, I mean, come on, that's amazing that we have a bank around town that's that old. But not much has changed as far as the whole makeup of the bank out of this 130 plus years.
No, 134 years between Chautauqua County and Erie County, 134 years and going strong. So,
yeah. And when you think about that, Ken, you look at the bank landscape, and every day it seems like another bank is being bought or merged or being consumed or being sold. Lakeshore is the standard. It's the staple. It's the reliable institution that's here to serve the local community.
Absolutely. Like I said, everything's housed out of Orchard Park in Dunkirk, where we started 134 years ago, and between Chautauqua and Erie County, we still want to be your number one local bank here in Buffalo.
Why do you think, if you could, just maybe expound a little bit on that, why do you think it's so important for a Western New Yorker to be able to deal with a local bank?
Yeah, it comes all down to the local presence, the local team. Our employees work, shop right here locally, so it's all investing back into the community too. So that's the one good thing about it.
I imagine it probably has a lot to do with approval times, right?
Absolutely.
And basically, the approval time is somewhat of a big factor. If someone's looking to apply for a loan or a home equity loan or a mortgage, getting it approved quickly is kind of a key component.
It is, absolutely. I mean, sometimes you get those gray areas with income and debt, so we can pick up the phone and call our underwriting team and explain situations where it's just a quick snap of the fingers and call our team, pick up the phone, and it's not have to go back and forth through emails. It's all nice little phone calls. So
Okay, so what are we going to offer our listeners for coming in to the branch today? Giving out any free money?
I wish we were giving out free money. But come on by. We got some great rates you can take advantage of.
No joke, Ken. You may not know this, but Dan Reininga, past president of the bank, when he would be sitting where you are, he would actually say, the next 20 people that walk in the door, I've got a $20 bill for you. I swear to God, he actually did that. And no, sorry, we don't have any money here. Customers walking up
trying to take advantage of it already.
803-0930 in the 716 outside Buffalo, 1-800-616-WBN. And I've got the Volkswagen and Orchard Park text board open and operating here as we come to you from the Lakeshore Bank on Union and Michael Road. So lots of ways for you to connect as we also broadcast the show on YouTube as we build our YouTube Hammer Time TV channel. You can check us out on YouTube. And always look for us on the Odyssey app, too, if you missed any of the shows. My home improvement tip of the week, which airs about 8:40 on Saturday mornings with Henry Nevins. By the way, want to congratulate Hank Nevins, Todd Brody, and Kevin Keenan for receiving honors at the Buffalo Broadcasting Hall of Fame this week. Great to have such wonderful people, renowned people in the WBN Odyssey family. So congratulations to all of them. Good morning from Dominic Cortez. Check out the Cortez.net website. The next cooking class, Come Home to Cortez Cooking School, Italian Cooking School, is the September 22nd class, where we're taking it to Nana's house, Sunday at Nana's, pasta pomodoro, chicken cutlets, sauteed beans and garlic and oil. All of my Italian friends, I'm sure, can relate to that being what Grandma would make. Sunday at Nana's, it is the 22nd of September. That's the next class coming up. In October, on the 6th, we are celebrating Italian American classics. You're going to know all of these, but learn how to make them. Chicken Parmesan, eggplant Parmesan, and fettuccine Alfredo. Wow, what a menu that is, huh? That's the October 6th class coming up from our Come Home to Cortez Cooking School with our wonderful chef, Jerry Clemente. That is all available for you at Cortez.net. Check it out right at the top of our homepage, the Come Home to Cortez Cooking School, right next to our TMP of Buffalo Techno Metal post. Click through to learn more about the helical piers that we offer, along with everything else at Cortez Construction, room additions, kitchen and bath renovations, beautiful Bella Cucina custom kitchen cabinet line, better living sunrooms, solar shades, retractable awnings. I mentioned TMP of Buffalo, and of course, the Come Home to Cortez Cooking School. Good morning from Dominic Cortez. And before you pick up the hammer, before you pick up the drill, pick up the phone and give me a call. I'd love to talk to you. Well, we mentioned that we're broadcasting this Saturday morning from the Lakeshore Bank on Union and Michael Road. Still kind of stuck in the head, to say savings. We dropped that from the name, and now it's Lakeshore Bank, putting people first since 1891. And we're with Ken Almanowski, the branch manager here at Lakeshore Bank. And Ken, some of our listeners are probably doing their banking with banks outside of Buffalo. We've mentioned it already, but reiterate the importance of dealing with a locally operated bank.
Locally operated bank understands the unique terms of Western New Yorkers and needs. Lakeshore Bank has been serving the region, like you said, for 134 years, and we understand the needs of our customers better than anyone. Also, we have the flexibility and expertise to develop quick, customized solutions for all of our clients. All of our lending decisions are made right here in Western New York, and Lakeshore Bank is also committed to the economic health of the region by keeping deposits, loans right here in Western New York. The people that work at Lakeshore Bank are your friends and neighbors who shop local stores and help drive the local economy.
That sounds great, Ken. It sounds like a great time for you folks to consider switching to Lakeshore Bank. Cortez Construction Banks here, and we can't say enough about the personal service we get from Christina Schwendler at the Clarence branch, personalized customer service. The bank's products and services are customized to fit our needs.
The banking market, that's right, is always changing, but we've been operating right here in Western New York since 1891. If you're looking for a bank that has longstanding presence right here in New York and reputation in the community, why not take a look at Lakeshore Bank?
Kenny, thank you. Appreciate you sitting in. If you'd like to reach Ken, you can call him here at the West Seneca Orchard Park branch. The number?
716-674-2066. I'm here till noon today with Dominic, so come on in.
Yep, come on by and see us and actually meet Ken and check out what Lakeshore can do for you. Lakeshore Bank, putting people first since 1891.
How you doing? Thanks for waiting. Come on in.
Yep.
Of course I do.
Okay.
I just have to take care of Dominic real quick. Come on in. How are you? Thanks for waiting. What you got for me today? Okay. Excellent. Talking about that. Which one is you looking at? Which one do you like? The 9 month. No, this one's. Yeah. Probably, yeah. I just got to verify.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And plus, make sure with this guy he had expired since the last time he stopped in. You just do that real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, want to go ahead? Right. Should be really.
Okay. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. 29.5. This is why we always grab the $2 Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful.
Can you tell Ken that there's a question for him coming in?
Okay.
10:23 is Hammer Time. Good morning. It's Dominic coming to you live from the Lakeshore Bank on Union Road in Orchard Park. And how are you? 803-0930. That's the number to call or text as we broadcast live from the Lakeshore Bank. Plenty of opportunities as we are here till noon for you to interface with me. If you want to call in, if you want to text in, or if you want to stop in, that would be fun. Come by and see us as we come to you live from the Lakeshore Bank at Union and Michael Road. Ken Emanowski, the branch manager, is here. And Ken, we've got a question coming in for you. Ken from Hamburg is on. Good morning, Ken. You're on WBEN. Yes, good morning. I'm sorry, Ed.
Oh, sure. I don't know what the cost will be. We just stop on in. There's no closing costs as long as you keep the account open and active for at least 36 months. But you can come on in and discuss it with either myself here at the Orchard Park branch or in Hamburg to visit our branch manager, Carrie. You can stop on in and we can get the process started for you too. So
explain exactly what product he'd be looking for. Would it be a construction loan, or would it be just a mortgage? Or?
I would say more. Oh, go ahead.
Got it. That makes sense.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah, it's a possible chance to do that. We just have to talk it a little bit more when we have a little more time to discuss the parameters and everything to go from there too.
Yeah.
So
the good thing about coming to Lakeshore, Ed, is that it's very personalized. So they'll find a way to convolute this to work for you.
yeah, it all depends. Once again, for the home equity, there's no closing costs or anything like that too. But each individual product's different, so definitely it'd be better to just stop on by one of our branches just to get in and, like Dominic said, figure out the right product for you.
There you go. All right, Ed.
Yep, Orchard Park branch right in Union, Michael.
All right. Thanks for that call, Ed. Great question. Thank you, Ken. Appreciate you jumping in there.
No problem.
803-0930 if you'd like to ask a banking question. Yeah, Ken's available. And, of course, anything around the house. I do want to spend a little time today giving you some numbers on what a 400-amp service costs as compared to a 200-amp service. So we're going to get into that. And also, we're going to spend some time comparing heat pumps to conventional gas furnaces. I think you might be somewhat intrigued by that as well. As we continue our dialogue about electrification, and also promising to keep you up to date on everything that's coming with possible deviations from the plan, although right now I don't know of any deviations that are being proposed. As of right now, as you've heard me say, ad nauseum, the date is January 1, and on that date, a building permit issued for a new home has to feature a home that is 100% electric and no gas hookups at all. And so getting into that real quick, the biggest thing that I found as far as the cost goes is remarkably the electrical service. The electrical service, by all accounts, is going to be substantially more to ramp up to the needs of an electric house. 400 amp services cost substantially more than a 200 amp service, which would be what you'd find to be in a reasonably sized home today. 200 amp. In fact, frankly, we revel when we're renovating a home. We revel at the fact that a home has 200 amps because that's generally more than enough for anything we might do presently. So that landscape's going to change big time when a house is 100% electric, and a 400 amp service is going to be required just to handle the load of heavier cabling, larger service entrance equipment, potentially upgraded infrastructure from the street. All of these things are going to affect the cost. And it is predicted, folks, that a 400 amp service might ramp up to $10,000 to $26,000 more than a 200 amp panel, which would generally be between $1,500 and maybe $3,000 or $4,000. The price for a 400 amp panel and related heavy duty equipment, including heavier cabling and specialized components, again, significantly higher than those required for a 200 amp service. A 400 amp upgrade is more complex as well, more time consuming, requiring more labor and specialized installation. You wonder about how that hasn't been talked about or brought up. Here's another thing. The existing electric lines from the utility company, well, guess what? They may need to be upgraded to support the higher amperage, which is also an additional cost. And the 400 amp service often necessitates specific meter basis and a more robust electrical system to handle double the power capacity. All these things haven't been factored into the electrification equation, but I'm here to tell you they're important. Hey, it is coming up to the bottom of the hour. That means it's time for the top of the news. We're back with more of Hammer Time Radio right after this.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Oh, did you? No. But it's definitely for a little bit. Yeah.
Stop. Stay in the know and follow our updated next week for the latest by following at WBN, broadcasting on News Radio 930 WBN since 1989.
Yep.
This is Emerging Radio, brought to you by Lakeshore Bank. First since 1891.
Well, folks, the calendar indicates that fall, 1 week away. Your heat will be needed within a couple of weeks for that first cold night. Do you remember that smell, the smell when your furnace kicks on for the first time of the year? Well, that smell is dust, dead skin cells, bacteria, mold, dust mites, dust mite feces. What a disgusting mix. And those disgusting things have settled on your heat exchanger all summer long. The unhealthy contamination does burn off, but it's only the tip of the iceberg on what's remaining deep down in your ductwork. And just a future reminder of what's to come. Yes, we still be running our AC for the next couple of days. Looks like a warm week coming, but either way, you need to thoroughly clean and sanitize your ductwork if it hasn't been done so in the last 3 to 6 years. Pricing is all about supply and demand, so listen up because you're going to get some discounts right now before the fall rush. There's been a recent 5-star Google review from a gentleman called Chris, and he had a problem breathing. He tried many different kinds of medicine. He contacted IAP, and they were so helpful. They gave great pricing, and they were professional. The men came out and did the cleaning. He says he was amazed at how his cough is almost gone and he can breathe so much better. Can't believe what came out of the ducts, he says. I definitely recommend IAP Peter Gordon joins us on the live line. Good morning, Mr. Gordon.
Good morning, Dominic. Yeah, thanks again for having me in last week. That was fun talking to your listeners.
Yes, it was great. Was it great to spend the time with you as well as at the game? And Peter, we got to just squeeze in that we are both guilty of leaving early.
Oh, no, sorry. I sent you the video of the final field goal.
Yes.
So anyway, more importantly, it's all about your health. 90% of our listeners let us know how much healthier they are. Some stop taking allergy medication, using their inhalers for asthma. And, besides having the most thorough gut cleaning on the planet, we have the amazing medical grade air purifiers. They're 40 times more efficient than HEPA filters.
There you go. And not only that, but the awesomeness of the April air dehumidifier, five times more powerful than the cheap throwaways, and maybe the last one you'll ever need. Not to mention the medical grade air purifier. Diane loves the white noise that provides. Now we've got some great discounts coming for the second Saturday of September. What are they, Mr. Gordon?
Okay, so as you said before, supply and demand. Here's the biggest thing is that when I wrote this, when we talked about this yesterday, we only had two spots in September. They're gone. People have been calling since 7 this morning. So I'm available all the way until 8 p.m. tonight, but the next 2 hours I am occupied. Okay, I've got so many calls to call back, but we're booking in October, so we're 3 weeks out. That's number one. But you can still save $125 off your duct cleaning, $400 off the April Air high capacity dehumidifier, and $400 off portable medical grade air purifier. So you can call me today, and if you happen to get in my voicemail, please leave your address, because that will save us time when I call you back to do the estimate. So name, phone number, address, and as I said, it'll only take 5 minutes of your valuable time.
All right, here's the number, 716-683-3000. Peter's desk, 303. Standing by to take your call, 716-683-3000, extension 303. Got IAP? Get it today.
Attention contractors, this is Dominic Ortiz here to remind you that Herb Company is your trusted source for top quality contractor installed products. From tankless hot water heaters to energy efficient boilers and radiant heating systems, Herb has what you need to stay ahead of the curve. With building code changes coming next year, costs are likely to rise. So now's the time to lock in savings. Visit herbcompany.com or call one of our knowledgeable sales associates at 825-1400 today. Plan ahead and save with Herb Company, your partner in excellence. Hi, Dominic Ortiz here for Lincoln Supply. If you're building a backyard deck, pergola, or even a pole barn, trust Ammo Fasteners for the job. From structural fasteners to stainless steel and coated deck screws, Ammo gives you long-lasting quality. Their drive system makes installation fast and easy. You can stand while you're fastening with precision. Lenco has everything you need. Shop online or visit one of their 3 convenient locations. And don't forget, local delivery is free on orders over $500. Dominic Ortiz here, falls around the corner and the perfect time to get your home ready for winter. USA Installation Premium Foam seals every gap, keeping warm air in and the Buffalo chill out. Keep your home cozy and your heating bills stay lower. New York homeowners may qualify for up to 8% off installation costs with state and federal incentives. USA Installation even offers spray foam for homes and businesses. Call 716-431-4500 or USAinstallation.com. USA Insulation. Hey, tell Dominic sent you.
Hey, Javier.
Hammertime listeners, it's time to gorilla your basement.
The top entry on the text board, it says Ray Buffalo Solar Roof Panel.
And a whopping 30% off Trustcore panels to get your basement.
Is that a question?
Why is the Gorilla Floor the best in West New York? We're the only ones with
Okay, got it.
guarantee protection against the number one cause of floor failure, moisture. Every Gorilla Floor comes with a built-in vapor barrier at no extra cost. No shortcuts, no peeling, no failure. Just Gorilla Strong protection
WBEN 930 AM, as Buffalo as Beef on Whack.
10:40 is Hammer Time. Good morning, it's Dominic, and how are you? 803-0930. You can call that number. You can text that number. And if you're not in the 716, well, I've got a solution for that too. 1-800-616-WBEN. Participate in the program as we come to you live from the Lakeshore Bank on Union and Michael Road, celebrating our long-standing relationship with Lakeshore Bank, serving Western New York since 1891. Proud to be part of that and broadcasting from there today. A texter's writing, "Good morning, Dominic. I happen to like ceramic tile. I have a concrete patio outside. Is it possible to put ceramic tile on concrete? With winters, my fear would be too much expansion and contraction. This will cause the ceramic tiles to pop out. What are your thoughts?" You've got that figured out. You are right. I would not guide you down that path. Now, there are porcelain materials available for exterior applications. In fact, at the Come Home to Cortez showroom, our courtyard is porcelain tile laid on crusher run. So it's loose laid, and it performs just like a tile floor. So there's a thought. Now, you really can't go over the concrete with those porcelain tile. But if you wanted to invest in that direction, it would mean having to remove the concrete. And I think I'd want that because I wouldn't want that moisture to lay between the material and the porcelain tile. Now, conventional ceramic tile, you are right. It's going to pop off. It's going to crack. Another solution for you is to have Gorilla come out, and they can actually create a tile pattern in their epoxy coating material to give you the look of tile and the performance of an epoxy floor. Great idea. We had that done at the porch. Our porch in our backyard looks just like tile and performs just like epoxy. And it's very easy to take care of, very durable, easy to clean. So that would be possible direction that you can take to consider not doing the tile, but perhaps the idea of maybe going with the epoxy or the loose laid porcelain tile. Either would be a great direction. Let's go to Buffalo and say good morning to Ray. Good morning, Ray. You are on WBEN.
WBN listeners. I have a comment, question, and a suggestion.
Okay.
I recently had my roof replaced in my house. I thought it was about 18 houses. It was built in the 1992-93 era. The first set of roofs lasted about 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting into our third roof on the house. And I had 4 different roofers on my street this week putting on the roofs. And I thought it was very impressive that they all did quality work. And what I mean by that is attention to detail. And no major management was on these roofs. The crews worked together. There was no swearing. Everybody, they cleaned up after themselves. I was very impressed with 4 different contractors. Tremendous work.
I'm glad to hear that.
Unfortunately, 2 more houses on my street have their roofs on again. Because even though they were 30 years old architectural shingles, 20 years, 21 years, and it's not getting the way that where there's.
Well, you know, a lot of that, Ray, relates to the temperature in the attic of homes. I think people underestimate how important it is to have air current flow through to minimize the heat buildup in attics, and that could lead to the degradation of the roof shingles.
You know, they were asking for water. They got their water to their crews up there. It's just amazing how all 4 crews work together. Very nice.
Well, that's great.
Roll up dumpster drivers. Pull the dumpster on the truck and went behind the dumpster and picked up stuff underneath the dumpster to make sure it wasn't left behind. A lot of glass.
Well, there you go. Thanks for sharing that.
I feel several estimates. My rent was $26,000, and there were 3 of them were in that range. One was $12,000 more, and one was double the price. The only factor I could see for increase in pricing was these 2 firms did a lot of advertising, and I think that might have been the way that they had to compensate to pay for their advertising.
Well, Yeah. I mean, the other thing though is, did you research the insurance side of the equation?
Well, that's my next comment.
Yeah.
My suggestion for you is insurance is so expensive for these contractors.
Right.
Maybe you can get a representative to explain to the WTF listeners what they should look for in insurance policy.
Oh,
So I requested the insurance policy, and they emailed it to me. It was very nice, and it said general contract.
there you go.
All the vendors provided the insurance. I said, why did it say roofing? It's not doing roofing. And they were at a loss to answer my question.
Yeah, I can tell you the answer. I can tell you the answer. It means they weren't insured for roofing. That's the catch. That's unfortunately a loophole that contractors use. They don't mention to their insurance carrier that they are a roofer. And as a result of that, there's exposure. So this is why possibly some of the bids were higher, is because a legitimate roofer who's insured for roofing, his premium is substantially more than just a general contractor. And this is the problem. And it's all related to the scaffold law, the fall from heights law, that is a extra layer of insurance protection for the workmen that skyrocket our insurance rates in New York State. And so anyone who is legitimate is going to pay the price, and they are passing that on to the consumer. And that's the truth.
That's my whole point of it. I know roofing insurance is tremendous. If I was a contractor, I'd be proud to show that piece of paper.
Yes,
I know how much it costs every month for that form.
that's exactly right.
I live in a town that required a building permit. So the contractor had to go to the building permit, and they had to provide insurance.
Yes, but the certificate, no, because that's another good point. The insurance certificate says you're insured, period. It doesn't say for what. So the homeowner has to be responsible to check to make sure that the roofer is insured for roofing. And that onus falls square on your lap as a homeowner. It's not going to mention it unless you ask for it.
Maybe there's a listener out there who's underwriting house. Come on, you're showing, give us a little education on what to look for, you know?
Well, this is it. It's the declaration page. The declaration page, you have a right to ask for that. You can be named as additionally insured, which is a good idea. And then it will tell you what categories of and areas of work that the contractor's insured in. It'll tell you general contracting, but if it doesn't specifically say insured for roofing, then they are not insured for roofing. And there's a risk that falls on the lap of the homeowner. All right. Yep. Okay. Yes. Go ahead, Ray. Okay. Let's go to the Falls now and chat with John. Good morning, John. You're next.
Good morning, Dominic. How are you?
Good, John.
I want to bring up so people realize the hidden cost of this electrification.
Yes.
Now, in my case, I'm a senior. I live in a standing cape. You know, I got all the gas heater, the water heater, dryer, all that. Now, we're thinking of downside.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they're not building new gas houses, I am certainly going to ask more selling price for my gas house. So I'm figuring probably in my head, this is just a rough guesstimate, I'm going to ask $20,000 more to have access to this gas.
Well, I'll tell you what, John, you're going to see what you're saying is going to happen by supply and demand. Did you see the house that was advertised for $1 and it sold for what it should sell for? That's going to happen. And the supply and demand is going to drive up existing homes even more so than we're seeing now after January 1, because someone who's looking for a new house is not going to want to pay the freight on electrification, both on the cost of the house and the cost to operate that house, and the insecurity that's going to come for having an electric house that in a power outage, you're not going to have any heat. So who's going to want to buy that in a brand new house? So you're absolutely right. Your home value is going to benefit in that when you try to sell it after January 1, you're going to see an increased value.
Yeah, exactly. You know that I'm already figured it in my head. The price of my house is we're going to be downsizing. Why not? Just for that simple reason that I have gas availability.
There you go.
You know, and my second point is, and this is sort of a minor thing. I'm a retired industrial electrician. Everybody, this is aimed towards us seniors. Everybody has all this stuff plugged in their house. Now, those little chargers and all that stuff, that's a very minute load that they're drawing with. You don't have your phone plugged into it, but it's a load.
Correct.
So people have to realize that you're not seeing a lot.
Yeah, okay. You want to print out of it? Try sending them in my office.
You know, keep it going, you know, the way it is. You have all these chargers that we use, and they're plugged in all day long, 24/7.
Well, you're absolutely right. Everything that's plugged in is consuming electricity. The other concern that you kind of made me think about is with everything that's plugged in, God forbid we have a surge, which again I've predicted is going to start happening more so when we are more reliant on the grid. You're going to see power surges and brownouts because of the lack of capacity for the grid to be able to absorb all of the extra use of the grid. So those things that are plugged in during a surge or a brownout are going to possibly be affected, and anything with a computer could be fried by a surge or a brownout. So unplugging things, yeah. Another option that I would advocate for and recommend is that everyone have a power surge protector installed on their panel just to minimize the risk from a surge. Great points, John. Thanks for listening and thanks for sharing. John's line now available, 803-0930. This is Dominic Cortez. This is Hammer Time Radio. And this is WVEN. Should I go to the next caller before the text, right? Line 3, you said? Okay. Is it Bill? It's not Bill Kinder, is it? Okay. Okay.
Love it. And take it home today. Hurdle Home Consignment. Shop online at hurdlehomeconsignment.com.
This is Dominic Cortez. Fall's on its way, and winter's not far behind. Make sure your home stays comfortable all season long with a $99 health and safety checkup from TRS Heating and Air Conditioning. Need an upgrade? Well, TRS can recommend a high-efficiency rain system to keep you cozy and warm with flexible financing to fit your budget. Nothing beats rain. Visit TRSHeatingAirConditioning.com for details. TRS Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Excellence. Powering tomorrow, comforting today.
Hi, it's Susan Rose. I trusted Kitchen and Bath Unlimited for my own remodel, and 20 years later, I still recommend them to anyone. Their designers are amazing, their service outstanding, and right now their prices are unbeatable. For the first time ever, Decor Cabinets has cut prices by 25% to Kitchen and Bath Unlimited, and they're passing those savings directly to you. 25% off high-quality Decor Cabinets for your new kitchen or bathroom, saving you thousands of dollars only at Kitchen and Bath Unlimited. You wrote your walls and cheap to walk.
Hi, Dominic Cortez. Whenever someone asks me, who do you call for roof repair or replacement, I say call Ava Roofing and Siding. They install over 1.5 million square feet of shingles and siding annually across West New York. When you call Ava, get superior service, including expert performance on every job. Get an on-the-spot, pre-written estimate and project drawing for your roof replacement or repair by calling 343 Roof or go to avaroofing.com. Ava also offers 0% financing. When quality matters, call Ava Roofing.
Live, local, Buffalo, all day long. News Radio 930 WBN.
10:55 is Hammer Time. Good morning. It's Dominic Ortiz coming to you live from the Lakeshore Bank at Union and Michael in Orchard Park. Stop in and say hi or give us a call, 803-0930. After the 11 o'clock news, we're back with another hour of Hammer Time. So stay tuned and participate in the program by calling or texting. To Mark, we go in Buffalo. Good morning, Mark. You're on WBEN.
Hi, Dominic. Good morning.
Good morning, Mark.
I have a new record with my national grid last month. It was $7.53 and 201 kilowatt hours.
Wow. The rate per kilowatt hour?
The total usage, the aggregate was 201 kilowatt hours. The total bill was $7.53.
Your bill was $7? What?
$7.53.
What are you off the grid here or what? That sounds like it. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to picture what you're saying now. The drain off from your kitchen sink. You're starting to see, you're seeing backup. Yeah. So it's a shared sewer. What all the units come together into the basement, one shared line going out. Okay. And how many units in the building? 20 apartments in one building, and they all converge to one sewer exit. Yeah. Sounds like a design flaw in that plumbing infrastructure, and possibly some low or improper pitched lines, which will accumulate more grease. And eventually, are you the only person seeing this backup? Yeah. Yeah. So you need to contact the building. Yeah. You need to contact the building manager. Well, yeah, that's going to possibly pacify the situation, but it sounds like there needs to be some bigger infrastructure improvements to the drains and the sewer to accommodate the needs of the building and the number of units that are in the building. So I would contact the building manager, have them do a check on this, and maybe have those lines professionally cleaned so as to prevent this backup. Thanks for that call, Mark. Let's go to East Aurora now and chat with Bill. Good morning, Bill. You're next.
Morning, Dominic. I have a question, and I ran into this many years ago when I changed a service over in my mom's house in the city of Buffalo. We went from a 40 amp service to a 100 amp service. We had to have the underwriters come in and check the whole house.
Right.
And they gave me a list of all wiring that had to be replaced and redone.
Sure.
In order to get the
You might have had some knob and tube in that older home. Yeah.
was in the attic.
Yep.
And before the power company would give us a meter to hook up the new service, we had to have a certificate from the underwriter.
Right.
And I'm thinking that this could be a big cost. Anybody that wants to do a 400 amp service better look into it.
Well, the infrastructure requirements, not only in the home, but in the grid, the supply lines are going to be definitely have to be upsized to be able to handle a 400 amp service. And it all has to be certified by the inspecting agencies, whether it's underwriters or the actual towns that the building is built in. So you're absolutely right. Hey, it's time for the news. We're back with more of Hammer Time Radio after the news.
Charlie Kirk delivering a powerful
Can I grab a picture with you real quick?
Can
I grab a picture with you?
Sure.
It
Yeah.
sits on there like that too. Yeah, I don't want me to get a picture.
Wednesday at Utah Valley University, Erica Kirk said, quote, "No one will forget Charlie's name. His mission will only grow louder, stronger, bolder, pledged to continue spreading her husband's message."
Thanks, George.
She added,
The movement my husband built will not die. It won't.
Make sure you get the sign. Get the sign too. So yeah, get that too.
It will not die.
She called out those responsible for her husband's death.
Thanks, Richard.
Unleashed. 30 Points Fall Tour in America Fest will go on, and Charlie Kirk's podcast will continue. Erica Kirk also shared memories of his
Thanks.
father's
Thanks, Dominic. Appreciate it.
in country, promising to carry his legacy.
Yeah, one of the
Ted Linder, Fox News.
that's good. Perfect.
Continues into the man suspected of assassinating Charlie Kirk. Fox's Spanish Fort, Utah.
Yesterday, police were seen outside the home of Robinson's parents in southern Utah, gathering around a large truck wearing gloves, taking and reviewing images. And the gray Dodge Challenger, believed to be owned by the shooter, was also towed away. This is a car that is in the surveillance video hours before the shooting. Neighbors are also reacting to the development that it was Robinson's family that turned him in.
That had to be an unbelievable decision, and I should hope that all of us parents would do the same.
Jeff Gray, Utah County Attorney, says state charges will be filed against the 22-year-old on Tuesday.
And that will be Tyler Robinson's first court appearance and will take place virtually. America's listening to Fox News.
Good morning. It's 11:02, 70 degrees, and mostly cloudy skies in Buffalo. From the WBEN Paul Davis Restoration Newsroom, I'm Chris Giacobello. Top stories today: losing a key defender, and Tops teams up.
The WBEN First Alert forecast calls for a shower and hot today, gradual clearing overnight.
Here's what's happening. A Cheektowaga police officer came across a multi-vehicle accident just after 9 last night that involved a motorcycle and 2 additional vehicles on William Street. When arriving at the scene, the motorcycle involved was engulfed in flames, and the fire had spread to one of the other vehicles involved. The 20-year-old male was said to have been operating the motorcycle and was pronounced dead at the scene. The drivers of the other 2 vehicles cooperated fully with the investigation and were transported to local hospitals with non-life-threatening injuries. Cheektowaga police are investigating into the death of the 20-year-old motorcyclist and the cause of the accident. New York State Senator Rob Ortt was joined by other elected officials in Lockport yesterday to call for the passage of the PROTECT Act. The bill will provide judges with a tool to evaluate whether violent offenders should be held with a pre-trial or released. State Senator Ortt expressed how shocked he is with the murder's justice.
Hey,
Blows my mind.
how are you, buddy?
How are you?
How you been?
Just driving around, we heard you. I said, well, we're headed back home, so we'll stop in and see you.
How long has it been since I've seen you? My gosh.
I see you every now and then at the home show.
Yeah. You still skiing? Good for you. Good for you.
How's Diane?
Good.
Good.
Yeah. You still going to Buffalo Ski Club?
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. You know, we threatened to come back, and you know, my kids they are now Holiday Valley's not even good enough for them. You know.
Yeah. I tell people when the kids go and do something else, that's the time to stay because you don't have to worry about it.
Amen. Amen.
All right, so
Good seeing you, Charlie.
all right.
As portions of sales will go to supporting the Patricia Allen Fund at Oshai Children's Hospital. Both brothers is found displayed in JA 17 boxes beginning tomorrow and are limited while supplies last. The Bills will be traveling to New York for week 2 of their season as they will be facing the Jets in the divisional matchup tomorrow with a 1 o'clock kickoff time. Yesterday, it was determined that Ed Oliver will not be available for tomorrow's matchup, and head coach Sean McDermott gave an update and timetable of Oliver's return.
Ed will be out this game. Got stepped on in practice on Wednesday, unfortunately, and kind of thing that happens from time to time in practice. And you know, there we'll see where it goes in the next week. As far as that goes, but it's going to be coming out.
You can catch all the Bills action on our sister station, WGR Sports Radio 550. WBEN news time is 11:04. The Just Call Jet First Alert forecast is coming up.
Hear your favorite WBEN programming anytime. Download the free Odyssey app and visit WBEN today.
Helping your inner circle from emergencies starts in many ways. Put together an emergency kit with whiteboard. Create a family communication plan for yourself. Remind Stand by for the backup battery charge. It all starts with a simple step, telling those you care about to be ready for the worst. So start a conversation and plan for emergencies together. Get more tips at ready.gov/start. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad.
Coming back for another hour.
The WBCN first alert forecast calls for a partly sunny sky with a shower and a couple of spots today, the high 70s. Gradual clearing, the low 57 overnight. More sun and clouds tomorrow, the high 79. Plenty of sunshine Monday, the high 82. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, lots of sunshine for the high of Tuesday, 85 degrees on Wednesday, 84 on Thursday. With the WBCN first alert forecast, I'm meteorologist Chad Merrill. Right now, 70 degrees and cloudy skies outside our Amherst studio. I'm Chris Giacobello, the WBEN Paul Davis Restoration Newsroom, the news feed that never stops. Stay in the know and follow our updated X feed for the latest by following at WBEN.
Here we go.
Leaking roof? Need new windows? Looking to remodel your kitchen or bath? You've come to the right place and the right time. Broadcasting on News Radio 930 WBEN since 1989, this is Hammer Time Radio. Brought to you by Lakeshore Bank, putting people first since 1891. Now, your host, your man for home improvements, Dominic Cortez.
And we are back with you with another hour of Hammer Time Radio here on WBEN, coming to you live from the Lakeshore Bank at Union and Michael Road. Stop into Lakeshore for all of your banking needs, whether it's a checking account, a savings account, a CD, home equity, lines of credit. This is the place, folks, to consider home equity. A new mortgage, all available here at Lakeshore Bank, putting people first since 1891. Texter asked me to repeat the upcoming classes. Glad to do that. The Come Home to Cortez cooking classes. The next one is Sunday at Nana's house. That's September 22. These are classic grandma dishes, folks. Pasta pomodoro, chicken cutlets, sauteed beans and garlic and oil. Everyone's Italian grandma made that recipe, that menu right there. Sunday at Nana's house, September 22nd. Take advantage of that. That's the next class coming up. After that, Italian American Classics, October 6th. This is chicken parm, eggplant parm, fettuccine Alfredo. What Italian restaurant doesn't have those on their menu? October 6th, Jerry will teach you how to make them. And then one more, October 20th, classic sauces, bolognese, puttanesca, and aglio e olio. Those are the classes coming up October 20th, classic sauces. Check it all out at Cortez.net, the Come Home to Cortez Cooking School, all listed there. And how about giving the gift of a cooking class? You can do that as well at Cortez.net. 803-0930 if you'd like to call in, or if you'd like to text in as we go next to Clarence. That's my hometown. Jeff, good morning. You're on WBEN. Well, hi, Jeff. Yeah.
15 years old, kind of like, what? I got siding, windows, gutters. Like, what are the things maintenance-wise?
Yeah. So the good.
What other maintenance things at the 15-year point?
So the important thing for your roof to keep in mind and to keep your eye on is whether you start to see wear and tear. And this is naturally going to occur over time. And after 15 years, I would definitely start checking for loss of granules, for curled or missing shingles, for gaps that may be occurring in flashing. These are things that are going to indicate that your roof may be coming to the end of its life. And God forbid you start to see any water infiltration, then you may be waited too long, Jeff, to get your eyes on that. So if you're reluctant to get up on your roof with a ladder. How about binoculars? That's a great way to inspect your roof without actually physically getting up there. But I'll tell you something, getting up there and getting your eyes that close may be valuable. The other thing you want to look at when you're up there looking at your roof is look in your gutters. If you see a lot of granules in your gutters, that's not a good sign either. So visual inspection is the number one tip that I would give you to ensure that you're not ready or need to consider replacing your roof. Yes. Yes. So that, I don't want to call that a gimmick. I'll call it a Band-Aid. So yes, you'll buy some time on your roof replacement, but that's all you're doing is you're pushing it down the road. My advice is never to do that. So if you need a roof, then do it. I know it's a lot of money, but you're protecting your investment. Look at it that way. It's essential to protect and preserve your investment. And the only way you can do that is to keep everything up to snuff. The roof coatings, yeah, you'll buy a little time, but that's all.
So what should you even expect out of a new roof for a brand new house that was built in 03?
Yeah, so that's a great question because obviously it seems that in some cases there's exceptions, but in most cases building materials just aren't holding up. Appliances aren't holding up nearly as long. But you can buy a 50-year roof. You're going to pay more, no question, but you're gonna be able to buy a 50-year warranted roof. I could have you talk to my friends at Ava, and they can give you an appraisal as to, first of all, whether you're ready, because they will do that. They'll tell you honestly whether you're ready or not. And secondly, what it would cost. Furthermore, Jeff, I also advise that when you re-roof, that you don't layer, that you strip, because this is going to give you longer lifespan on that second layer. You mentioned some other items around the house, siding, overhangs, gutters. Most of those materials, thankfully, are going to hold up somewhat indefinitely. With the exception of bare aluminum. Bare aluminum over time may lose its paint coat, but that can be power washed and repainted. Or you can pretty much easily, low budget, replace gutters if need be. Overhangs, generally the same thing as far as being able to wash them and repaint them if necessary. Siding, only thing you want to worry about there is if you've got missing materials. If you've got siding that's fallen or cracked or not attached tightly, this might lead to problems with infiltration of water. So that would be a cause for concern. But generally, siding is one and done. If it's vinyl, you pretty much don't have to worry about it other than to keep it clean, power wash it from time to time. Your home might have aluminum. 15 years, maybe not. You probably have vinyl, I would think. Yeah. So yeah, power wash that, and you should be good. Okay. Hey, thanks for that question. Great questions. Let's go to line 2, and Mike in Wheatfield. Good morning. You're next.
My daughter lives. I have 2 questions. My daughter lives in Florida. She has very warm water in the toilet tank. Did you ever hear of that? What can cause that?
Just the ground temperature. Obviously, that's a factor for Florida. It may be that it's more shallow water line and that they don't have to worry about freezing. So I just think it's groundwater temperature, Mike. The ground is keeping the water lines warmer.
The other question I have for your janitor was the same. Will the new electric houses cost any more to get for the loans to get in the mortgage because you don't know the equity? What's the resale? Or will it be any different? That makes a difference, or be the same? The process of getting a loan for a electric house.
I don't know if anybody knows the answer to that question. It's a good one, actually. And I think, again, as I mentioned already, supply and demand is going to drive what we pay for things. And yeah, you might find that an electric house might be in low demand. and that might actually lower the price of the house, which may make it, worth less, and therefore financing of it would be perhaps more challenging. I don't know. I'm guessing, but you bring up a good question.
Insurers don't know how much when you take a mortgage out, how much insurance is going to be involved there. This is unknown.
Yes. The other thing that I know is going to happen, at least it's been threatened, is that the homeowners carriers after 2030 are going to not insure homes that have gas appliances. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine the big brother world that we're living in if that happens? That a homeowner's insurance carrier would not insure you if you have a gas appliance after 2030. That has got to be something we do something about. So that's the threat that I've heard is lurking if indeed we go to electrification, wholesale electrification at 2030. All right, Mike, thanks for your call. Always appreciate it. 803-0930. Mike's now available. Mike's line is now available. Texter's writing, they have a 200 amp service, 1,600 square foot house. Is that enough to support electric heat pump, air conditioning, electric car charger, and other household appliances? The good news is that at 1,600 square feet, you probably only need one heat pump. So I guess doing the kind of the calculations rough in my head, a 1,600 square foot needing only one heat pump would probably work at a 200 amp service level. The idea, though, is when houses are bigger than that, guess what? They need another heat pump. They need two. And then they'll need a supplement, which is the other issue that has to be considered. Even in a 1,600 square foot level, you're not going to get by the winter without feeling chilled in the depth of winter, because heat pumps only work to 30 degrees. Below that, they are inefficient. So a supplemental electrical heat source, the heat pump, the electric car charger, and other appliances, I'm going to say, I don't know, it may be close. So yeah, it's an equation that would have to be worked out by an electrician. I had Enviro Air UV system put in the furnace, a Texter's writing. I was told that I wouldn't have to have the ducts cleaned. Is that true? The answer is no. The UV system will help, but it's not going to prevent the airborne particles from collecting in your ductwork. So cleaning the ductwork 3 to 6 years going to be recommended, regardless of whether if you have UV protection or not. Hi, a few weeks back, a Texter's writing, you advise it actually is more efficient and presumably less costly from a kilowatt usage to leave your AC on when not at home. And that is indeed true based on how much you set back the thermostat. If it's a couple of degrees, you will find that it might be beneficial to lower the temperature during the day when you're not home, because the recovery time is minimal. So that would be the difference. Dominic, good show. Thank you. Question, do you know how many new homes are built in Western New York yearly? I'm just wondering how big of the electrification will affect the area. I don't know the answer to that. Phil Nanula might, and we can ask him that question because it is a good one and relates directly to the whole equation of ability for the grid to withstand the impact. 803-0930. That's the number to call. To text outside Buffalo, 1-800-616-WBEN. You are listening to Hammer Time Radio on WBEN.
Wondering where to shop for home improvements? Well, you've come to the right place. Our sponsors have proudly earned the Hammer Time seal of approval by operating with honesty and integrity. So remember, to buy right the first time, buy from a Hammer Time partner. This is Dominic Ortiz. Fall is on its way, and winter's not far behind. Make sure your home stays comfortable all season long with a $99 health and safety checkup from TRS Heating and Air Conditioning. Need an upgrade? Well, TRS can recommend a high-efficiency Rheem system to keep you cozy and warm with flexible financing to fit your budget. Nothing beats Rheem. Visit TRSHeatingAndAirConditioning.com for details. TRS Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Excellence. Powering tomorrow, comforting today.
What's something you need to live but rarely think about? The air you breathe. Dirty dust can cause headaches, allergies, even illness. Dust, pet dander, mold, it's all in the air. Call Peter today, 716-683-3000, extension 303. Ask about the Hammer Time discount on duct cleaning, purifiers, and dehumidifiers. Breathe better, live better.
For every breath you take. Dominic Ortiz here. Fall's around the corner and the perfect time to get your home ready for winter. USA Insulation's premium foam seals every gap, keeping warm air in and the Buffalo chill out. Keep your home cozy and your heating bills stay lower. New York homeowners may qualify for up to 8% off installation costs with state and federal incentives. USA Insulation even offers spray foam for homes and businesses. Call 716-431-4500 or USAinsulation.com. USA Insulation. Hey, tell them Dominic sent you. Hi, this is Dominic Ortiz. My family-run business believes in supporting other family-run businesses like Buffalo Plumbing Showroom. With their long tradition of excellence, they offer top-quality plumbing and design solutions. From water-sense fixtures to luxurious steam rooms and the latest Kohler innovations, you can trust their expertise to deliver high-quality materials at great prices. Call one of their sales associates at 826-1400 and schedule a visit to the Kohler Registered Showroom located at 600 Bailey Avenue today.
Lakeshore Bank believes in community banking with exceptional customer service and local expertise. Lakeshore Bank is here to help you with all your financial needs, from home financing to small business banking. Lakeshore Bank gives you access to state-of-the-art online banking tools and the attention, flexibility, and responsiveness you deserve. Visit one of Lakeshore Bank's 10 Western New York branches. Call 716-366-4070 or visit mylsbank.com today.
Hi, Dominic Ortiz here from Lakeshore Supply. If you're building a backyard deck, pergola, or even a pole barn, trust Camo Fasteners for the job. From structural fasteners to stainless steel and coated deck screws, Camo gives you long-lasting quality. Their drive system makes installation fast and easy. You can stand while you're fastening with precision. Lenco has everything you need. Shop online or visit one of their 3 convenient locations. And don't forget, local delivery is free on orders over $500.
Where's he from, Jerry? $11:22 is Hammer Time. Good morning, it's Dominic.
9:30 a.m. as Buffalo as wings.
11:23 is Hammer Time. Good morning, it's Dominic. And how are you? 803-0930 is the number to call and text. Outside Buffalo, 1-800-616-WBEN. And Jerry, I missed the name on that next caller. Sorry. Mark, you're on WBEN. Good morning. Hello, Mark. Are you there? All right. Just waiting for Mark to connect. Okay. I want to mention while we're waiting for Mark, there is a public hearing today on the New York Energy Plan. It's actually going on right now. It's virtual, it's statewide, and it goes till 1 o'clock. There's a Zoom meeting, and the event number is 845-1583-6765. Again, 845-1583-6765. That's the Zoom link, and the call-in number is area code 646-931-3860. That's going on right now till 1 o'clock, the statewide public hearing on the New York Energy Plan. This is the draft state energy plan public hearing scheduled, and you can post your comments and you can participate right now. So let's go now to Mark. Good morning, Mark. You're on WBEN.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me this time around?
I can. Good morning.
Okay, good morning. All right, so I'm the one who's texted you just addressed about the AC efficiency, but if you scroll down, there was the second part of that question was, what about the efficiency of small electric appliances, clock radios, cable boxes, TVs, microwaves? better to leave them plugged in 24/7, or as I'm doing, I unplug them during the day when I'm not home, and at night and replug them.
With the objective of saving electricity or the objective of protecting them?
No, saving kilowatts. Saving dollars on. Forget the whole argument of gas and electric. Just as we speak right now, electric climbing. Am I actually using more kilowatts by plugging and unplugging, or am I better off just leaving them plugged in 24/7?
For something that's that low on consumption, I wouldn't be alarmed about the usage and the cost. Conversely, things that are high on consumption, that's what we need to be aware of, and maybe consider operating in off hours if you have a meter that allows that, because that's another thing that apparently is being changed, is the off hour metering now with the smart meter may not actually be something that you benefit from unless you're specifically asked for tiered metering. So that's another thing that I've got to get my arms around, because I'm not understanding why that has changed with the smart meter. The whole point of that is if you run off hours, you can save on its consumption, and things like running your washer off hours would be a good example of that. But everything else is kind of like balled together at the same rate.
Yeah, I'm not that grid. They haven't approached the smart meter yet. And then one final question. I don't want to open a can of worms here, getting into the politics of the whole gas electric. But outside the October storm, when we had the October storm, my natural gas furnace didn't work. I had no heat for a week.
Do you have a generator? Did you have a generator?
No generator.
Okay.
No generator. So how is it? I don't want to get into the weeds, the details of the whole argument of gas electric, but my natural gas furnace doesn't work when there's a power failure and I don't have a generator. Well,
guess what? Mine did, because I have a generator. So it's connected to the furnace, and it powered the house. It powered our hot water heat. We have electric start on both. So that's the answer. Is if you're gonna have a gas appliance that you want to be able to rely on in a power outage, you need to have a generator. Right.
All right, I got you. All right, thank you.
Conversely, just so you're armed with the right information here. Conversely, in an electric home, there's no backup. Period. There's no backup. Period. There's no available backup. Period. Now, there's talk about maybe having solar generators, which have battery charges. So we'll see. The jury's out on that. I don't know if they're going to be as dependable as a gas generator. But anyway, that's the answer. All right.
Okay.
Thanks for the call. Electrification is set to begin January 1, a texter's writing. That's correct. Between now and then, what can New York voters, residents do to stop it? Well, I just mentioned what you could do. After we're off the air here at noon, join that Zoom meeting and say what you will about your opinion on that. Yes, it is prudent that everybody also take the steps to contact your state representatives and let them know that we're as mad as hell and we're not going to take it anymore. So that is important, because they represent you and they need to know how you feel about it. Did you ever get an answer as to what happens to new subdivisions that have started but aren't built in regards to electrifications? The answer is no. We don't know what's going to happen with a neighborhood that's already started. This is probably one of the most ironic components among several others, but highlighting this one for a moment. The irony of this particular issue is, let's say a street's being built, and it's a brand new street, and it's just getting started, and here we are, September of 25, and home number 1 and home number 2 and home number 3 goes up with building permits that were issued pre-January of 26, and home number 4 happens to fall next, and it's going to be started and permitted after January of the new year. Well, guess what? The first few houses, they have gas. That new house does not. And that is a joke. That is a joke. We're going to have neighborhoods that are split. There is a proposal. Again, we don't know where it is as far as approval, that there'll be a grandfather on those homes, those streets that are under development during the transition period. But we'll see. Bottom of the hour, top of the news. We're back with more.
WBEN.
Callahan, the 22-year-old Utah man arrested for the assassination of political activist Charlie Kirk, facing murder and other charges. Utah's Governor Spencer Cox telling Fox's special report with Brett Baer he's pretty sure what the motive was.
This is someone who hated Charlie Kirk and hated his message and hated what he was doing and decided to use political violence to end his life.
Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica, delivering an emotional message last night and a vow.
The movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will not die. All of us will refuse to let that happen. No one will ever forget my husband's name, and I will make sure of it.
America is listening to Fox News.
From the WBEN Paul Davis Restoration Newsroom, I'm Chris Giacobello. Here's what's happening. The Bills will be traveling to New York for week 2 of their season as they will be facing the Jets in a divisional matchup tomorrow with a 1 o'clock kickoff time. Yesterday, it was determined that Ed Oliver will not be available for tomorrow's matchup, and head coach Sean McDermott gave an update and timetable of Oliver's return.
Ed will be out this game, got stepped on in practice on Wednesday, unfortunately, and just kind of a thing that happens from time to time in practice. And, from there, we'll see where it goes in the next week as far as his status goes. But for this game, at least he'll be out.
You can catch all the Bills action on our sister station, WGR Sports Radio 550. Tops is teaming up with the Allen family to bring cantaloupes and honeydew melons to the store, as portions of sales will go to supporting the Patricia Allen Fund at Oshai Children's Hospital. Both produces can be found displayed in JA-17 boxes beginning tomorrow and are limited while supplies last. The WBEN Newsroom is a news feed that never stops. Stay in the know and follow our updated X feed for the latest by following at WBEN.
Broadcasting on News Radio 930 WBEN since 1989, this is Hammer Time Radio. Brought to you by Lakeshore Bank, putting people first since 1891.
This is Dominic Cortez. Fall is on its way, and winter's not far behind. Make sure your home stays comfortable all season long with a $99 health and safety checkup from TRS Heating and Air Conditioning. Need an upgrade? Well, TRS can recommend a high-efficiency Rheem system to keep you cozy and warm with flexible financing to fit your budget. Nothing beats Rheem. Visit TRSHeatingandAirConditioning.com for details. TRS Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Excellence. Powering tomorrow, comforting today. Dominic Cortez here. Fall's around the corner and the perfect time to get your home ready for winter. USA Insulation's premium foam seals every gap, keeping warm air in and the Buffalo chill out. Keep your home cozy and your heating bills stay lower. New York homeowners may qualify for up to 8% off installation costs with state and federal incentives. USA Insulation even offers spray foam for homes and businesses. Call 716-431-4500 or USAinsulation.com.
USA Insulation.
And tell them Dominic sent you.
Looking to bring the gym to your home? G&G Fitness Equipment has everything you need to build the ultimate home workout space. With premium treadmills and bikes and top quality strength equipment and saunas, G&G offers top brands like Inspire, Light Fitness, Matrix, Gronk Fitness, and more. Plus, enjoy financing options with 0 down and 0% interest. Visit us at Williamsville and Orchard Park or online at ggfitness.com. Let us help you build your great.
Hi, it's Dominic Cortez. Whenever someone asks me, who do you call for roof repair or replacement, I say call Ava Roofing and Siding. They install over 1.5 million square feet of shingles and siding annually across Western New York. When you call Ava, you get superior service, including expert foreman on every job. Get an on-the-spot free written estimate and project drawing for your roof replacement or repair by calling 343-ROOF or go to avaroofing.com. Ava also offers 0% financing. When quality matters, call Ava Roofing. Attention contractors, this is Dominic Ortiz here to remind you that Herb Company is your trusted source for top quality contractor installed products. From tankless hot water heaters to energy efficient boilers and radiant heating systems, Herb has what you need to stay ahead of the curve. With building code changes coming next year, costs are likely to rise. So now is the time to lock in savings. Visit herbcompany.com or call one of our knowledgeable sales associates at 825-1400 today. Plan ahead and save with Herb Company, your partner in excellence.
Read the news online at WPEN.com.
11:35 is Hammer Time. Good morning. It's Dominic Ortiz coming to you live from the Lakeshore Bank at Union and Michael. 803-0930 is the number to call, the number to text. Outside Buffalo, 1-800-616-WBEN. Participate in the program. We've got just under a half hour left with you and me this Saturday morning. So jump on the line and give us a call. Kind of an interesting irony with what I've just mentioned before the break about a brand new street being built and homes that are started and permitted before January 1 can have gas, and those that are after that will not be able to have gas. Imagine being that electric house on a street with few houses that have gas. That means the gas lines are in, but you can't tap them. Can you imagine that? This is America, and the gas is there and you can't tie into it. This is wrong, people, and we need to make our voices known. It is hopeful that the grandfather clause, which makes so much sense, be allowed to kick in so that street can be built with gas. But right now, it's not the case. That house permitted after January 1 has to be electric. A texter's writing, I recently had my garage floor coated. Good for you. Great way to get an easy cleanup after winter grime is to have your epoxy floor applied by Gorilla Garage Gear. I'd like to have baseboard installed. Any recommendations? Yeah, that's a great idea. It makes it look more finished. Especially if you have a drywall garage wall finish, having baseboards at the base will make it look better and more complete and more like a room, a finished space. Baseboards, pretty easy to install if you wanted to try to do it yourself. I guess the challenge really will be that miter in the corner, which is a 45-degree cut. If you have a miter box or a miter saw, pretty easy to do a 45 on baseboard. So yeah, maybe try it yourself. If not, you'll have to find somebody who has a miter box who can help you with that. Dominic, good show. Thank you for saying that. Do I need to notify the insurance company if I upgrade my electric service? Paul from Pendleton. I would recommend people that you notify your insurance carrier every time anything substantially changes at your home, because it's important that your homeowner's insurance policy be the latest and most up-to-date version of itself. And if you don't take the time to update your carrier, then they won't know about improvements, and therefore they may not know about the recommendations that they would make on increased value and therefore bumping up your coverages. So without question, whenever you do anything substantial around your house, and paramount to that would be things like expanding your home. Now we have more square footage to insure. Definitely need to let the homeowner's insurance carrier know about that. But any improvements that add value and cost you money are worthy to let the homeowner's carrier know. 803-0930 to line one we go. Patty, good morning. You're on WBEN.
Good morning. I have a question regarding the smart meter. I live in Niagara County. I have National Grid, and I live in a condo.
Mm-hmm.
We all have our own meters. How will it affect condominiums?
And same way it is affecting single-family homes. Everybody's going to pay the price of what a smart meter is supposed to do, which is to track every kilowatt you consume. So the only way to combat that would be to opt out, or to bear the brunt of it and pay the price of increased utility consumption, and maybe be more conscious of your energy consumption as well.
I see. There's no exceptions for condominiums.
Not that I've been told.
Thank you.
Okay, dear. Thanks for the call. Yeah, no, I haven't heard of any exceptions on multiple dwellings. If it's a metered electric panel, then yes, you're gonna have a smart meter. Let's go to Barb and Snyder. Good morning, Barb. You are next.
Good morning, Dominic. You know what? We really appreciate your program. You are terrific.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I just have a quick question. In the summer, when the cottonwood trees were in full force,
Yep.
you went over how to clean your air conditioner.
Yes.
And so we had one of the well-known furnace air conditioners people come out to clean it this week.
Uh-huh.
And they seem to do everything you advised, and also what it says online. It says to turn the air conditioner off.
Yes.
And some of them said in the power.
That's right.
And this fella had us run it full force while he cleaned it, and then he used the garden hose at full force. And I was really concerned. I wasn't here. My husband was here. And when he told me that, when I came home, my husband called the company and asked why they did that. And of course, I don't know what they said, but they stand up for what they do.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, the obvious hazard here, and when you think about it from a practical perspective, an AC condenser is outside. It's running, perhaps in a rainstorm. So, what is the risk here if it is getting wet anyway? And really, the point of it is to really protect the electrical connections to the condenser, and therefore the suggestion is not to introduce extra water to what might be an electrical connection, and be perhaps mindful of where those connections are and avoid shooting the water right towards them. And I think that's the reason that the online advice is going to indicate to you to turn the power off and not run the air conditioning when you're hosing it down. It's just simply to protect the electrical connections.
All right. And they did say that full force could bend your blades or whatever also.
Oh, yeah, the full force thing. Yeah, no, on that point, Barb, absolutely. The point of that, though, is they want to prevent you from using a power pressure washer, because that would be too forceful for the fins, where a regular garden hose, even perhaps at full force, might not be powerful enough to bend them.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you again week after week for your program.
Okay, appreciate you saying that. Thanks for calling in. 803-0930, Barb's line now available. Let's see, Bob from Elma. I work for a school system. It's very sad. Our buses are electrified, and we do not have the power grid, so that they tell transportation that there'll be no problem. We can bring in 2 large diesel generators to generate the power that you need to electrify the buses or charge the buses. And this is what happens when you elect people that have no knowledge of how to run a state, but people who vote for what benefits them. God help us, and God help us is right. This is a great added comment to the whole electrification movement. Yeah, electric buses. Wow, those are great. They run clean. Of course, we don't talk about the fact that they cost more. We don't talk about the fact that they have to be charged. And where are they going to charge them? What garage has enough power to charge a fleet of buses? Oh, and one other thing. What do we do with the lithium-ion batteries when we need to recycle them? Does anybody ever talk about that? No. So you are hitting the nail on the head, Bob from Elma. 803-0930. Dominic, I think the best way to solve the nonsensical soon mandate to full electric homes is a new, reasonable New York State administration. Vote. That's right. Vote. The problem with that is this is happening right under our nose. And yeah, we let it happen. And how did we let it happen? Well, the people that are in office were put there by us. And I know it's get into the downstate, upstate divide. And this is largely a downstate driven initiative. And our governor, oh, wait, she's from Buffalo. Oh, but she's become aligned with downstate. Oh, that's right. We forget that she used to be one of us, and she is no longer. That's the sad fact. And the truth is, the governor could do something about this. She could. In fact, maybe we should all call her office and complain to her directly, because she could stop this January 1 nonsense. And it needs to come down to that happening, people. January 1 needs to be stopped, because if it's not, then we're going to start to see calamity after calamity as a result of the stupidity of relying on the grid. I've talked to countless people in the industry, the electrical supply industry, the gas supply industry, the appliance industry, the service industry. They all say the same thing. Nobody says anything differently than the fact that our grid can't handle it. And we are continuing on this line of selling the fact that January 1 is a reality, and it's happening. And yet the reality of it is it's not going to work. And I hate to say, prove me right or wrong after January 1, but my concern is, and I've said this before, that we let this happen. January 1 comes, homes are built 100% electric. We have our first major snowstorm, and people die because they get trapped in an electric home. Now, what are we going to do about that? More, oh, well, we should have known better. Well, no, we do know better, and yet we're letting it happen. So let your voice be heard. Contact the governor, contact your state representatives, attend this forum that's going on right now, and say it. We don't want this, which is what we have to say. We don't want this, and we have time. We have time. It's just that it's running by. The time is running by, and we need to complain loudly. Texture's writing, you are forgetting to mention the additional weight the batteries on buses will provide, possible wear that will do to the roads. Yes. And the other thing about that, again, I hate to be the prophet of doom, but have you ever seen a video of a electric car fire? Oh my God. The issue at hand with electric cars and electric batteries in cars is that they burn at such high temperature that they're almost impossible to put out. So God forbid we have a electric fire in a bus with children in it. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want my kids in that bus. 803-0930. That's the number to call. This is Hammer Time Radio on WBEN.
Imagine a dust-free environment in your home or workplace. It sounds too good to be true. Well, it is, but there's a catch. Indoor Air Professionals will tell you it's impossible because we have 50 million skin cells daily.
Great.
Their customers swear by the results. Indoor Air
Okay.
Professionals can improve dust, allergies, asthma, and even your heating and cooling system.
Great, thank you.
Found lost money and jewelry. So call Peter at 683-3000 extension 303 for amazing deals.
Hi, it's Susan Rose. When I needed my kitchen remodel, I trusted Kitchen and Bath Unlimited, and I couldn't be happier. That's why I'm excited to share this. Right now, Decora Cabinets is doing something they've never done before. They've dropped their price by 25% to Kitchen and Bath Unlimited, and now they're passing that savings directly onto you. While the cost of most home improvements keeps going up, you can remodel your kitchen or bath with high-quality Decora cabinets at a huge discount. Kitchen and Bath Unlimited. Shop in person at Kitchen and Bath Unlimited today.
This is Dominic Cortez. Fall is on its way, and winter's not far behind. Make sure your home stays comfortable all season long with a $99 health and safety checkup from TRS Heating and Air Conditioning. Need an upgrade? Well, TRS can recommend a high-efficiency Rheem system to keep you cozy and warm with flexible financing to fit your budget. Nothing beats Rheem. Visit TRSHeatingandAirConditioning.com for details. TRS Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Excellence. Powering tomorrow, comforting today.
Lakeshore Bank believes in community banking with exceptional customer service and local expertise. Lakeshore Bank is here to help you with all your financial needs, from home financing to small business banking. Lakeshore Bank gives you access to state-of-the-art online banking tools and the attention, flexibility, and responsiveness you deserve. Visit one of Lakeshore Bank's 10 Western New York branches. Call 716-366-4017 or visit mylsbank.com today.
Hammer Time listeners, it's time to gorilla your basement. Right now, get 10% off our beautiful resinous basement floor, 20% off custom cabinet and storage solutions, and a whopping 30% off truss core panels to get your basement holiday ready. Why is the Gorilla Floor the best in West New York? We're the only ones bold enough to guarantee protection against the #1 cause of floor failure, moisture. Every Gorilla Floor comes with a built-in vapor barrier at no extra cost. No shortcuts, no peeling, no failures, just Gorilla Strong protection. Visit GorillaGarageGear.com. Hi, Dominic Cortez here for Lenco Supply. If you're building a backyard deck, pergola, or even a pole barn, trust Camo Fasteners for the job. From structural fasteners to stainless steel and coated deck screws, Camo gives you long-lasting quality. Their drive system makes installation fast and easy. You can stand while you're fastening with precision. Lenco has everything you need. Shop online or visit one of their 3 convenient locations. And don't forget, local delivery is free on orders over $500.
Stay tuned right after Hammer Time for Senior Radio Buffalo, hosted by Linda Pellegrino. Senior Radio is dedicated to informing and educating baby boomers and active seniors all over Western New York. Coming up at noon.
Thanks to Jerry Craig for doing a great job back in studio, Chris Giacobello at the newsroom. And thanks to everybody here at Lakeshore for hosting us here this Saturday morning, the Lakeshore Bank branch, Union Road and Union and Michael Roads in Orchard Park. Get a piece of paper and a pen ready. I'm going to give you the governor's phone number. Give her a call and say, hi, Dominic says hello, and stop the electrification. Here it is, 518-474-8390. 518-474-8390. Call Governor Hochul today. Tell her how you feel. 803-0930 to Ken we go. You're on WEN.
Good morning.
Hey, Ken.
So, this is all about greenhouse gases.
Right.
That's fine.
Right.
But 10 or 15 years ago, I sent a letter to every DOT, Department of Transportation, in the United States, every state one, asking them to try and synchronize signals, because you go up, I went down Sheridan Drive today, you miss this signal, you go 2 blocks, you miss that signal, you go 2 blocks, you miss the next signal.
Yeah.
And that all creates more greenhouse gases.
Good point.
And more wear and tear on the roads and things like that.
Good point.
And my point is, why is it that we can't do things like that without having to mandate people to spend more and endanger their lives more, like what you were just talking about?
You're absolutely right. There's so many things that we could be looking at as substitutes to this ridiculous proposal. Like, for example, what about the idea of having a blended approach where it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that, as opposed to 100% electrification? This is the true ridiculousness of this, is that putting all our eggs in the basket of electricity doesn't make any sense practically and functionally. And you bring up a good point. There's a lot of other ways of creating less of a footprint, and yet we don't talk about any of them. You know that hydrogen, I know there's a lot of risk with hydrogen in that it is explosive, but there's technology, and when we have somebody on from National Fuel, we're going to talk about this. And we do have somebody lined up or will be having something lined up soon from National Fuel. The idea of blending hydrogen into natural gas will have a positive impact on reducing our carbon footprint. So that's a technology that's being developed, but yet you don't hear anything about that. So yes, you're on the money with it being kind of a more global approach as opposed to being pigeonholed in focusing on just electrification. Great point, Ken. Let's move along to Lackawanna and say hello to Mike. Good morning, Mike. We're at your house.
I wish you were at my house, but anyhow, I'm running around. That's the guy's doing a roof. And I have a lot right on the Lackawanna West Seneca border. And I want to build on it, and things haven't worked out right away. Now, you were talking about if it's permitted or something like
yes.
that. Does that mean I have to have plans and they have to be okayed by the 31st or what?
Yes, that's exactly right. Building permit would have to be issued prior to the expiration of this calendar year. If that is the case, then you are good to go and that house can be gas. After that date,
There is a gas line, and there was a house there probably 15 years ago.
it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter if that permit is dated January 1, 26. That gas line will do you no good.
Okay, so that permit actually has to be for the building. What if the building has changed?
If you're getting a new building permit, if you're getting a building permit to build a house, then that permit will have to be issued prior to the end of this year in order for that house to still be able to be gas.
But doesn't that go by plans that you present? What if you change the plans? Is that okay then?
It comes down to when the permit is issued, period. So that's the hinge. That's the hinge, is the date the permit is issued. If that permit is issued in this calendar year, then that house can be built and be gas.
So that permit has to be for specific plans or not?
Yeah, the plans have to be submitted, stamped, and approved. The building permit issued prior to the end of this calendar year.
Okay, so but then that means you can't do any changes.
Well, you can do changes to the structure, but the building permit date is the indicator as to whether that house can be built with gas or it has to be 100% electric.
All right, this is insane. And I'm sure you realize that.
I'm believe me, I know. That's why I'm sitting here waving the flag, and hopefully people are seeing me wave this flag and are going to do something about it, which is to vote with your mouth. Open your mouth and say something. And calling the governor's office is really the only thing I can suggest right now, because time is running out. Governor Hochul's phone number.
How do we vote when they cheat?
Well, we need to vote the right people in. Call the governor's number, 518-474-8390, and tell her how you feel.
And you were talking about some exception before or something.
Well, the only possible exception, which has yet not been made official, is the possibility that an existing street that's being developed that has gas already down it will, and the houses built after January 1 will be able to tap in. And that's the only thing that we know is a possible exception. But that grandfather clause has not yet been adopted. So we don't have that to announce as an official statement yet. All right. Well, time has whizzed by, as it always does. Thank you for participating in the program. We'll look forward to seeing you next Saturday when we're back in studio. In the meantime, go Bills. And always remember, life may be hard by the yard, but by the inch, it's a cinch. Bye-bye, everybody on YouTube. Thanks for staying with us. See you next week.